Today's Dr. Phil is a gripping story of guilty or not guilty. And joining me right now on CBS Denver, CBSDenver.com, is Dr. Phil McGraw. Good to see you, Phil. I'm curious about this case.
Thank you, Alan.
It's a Texas death row inmate, and this man is close to losing his life in this case. Tell me what your interest is here.
Well, Alan, we're talking about a man by the name of Rodney Reed. He's been on death row for 22 and a half years. He's been convicted of the rape and murder of 18-year-old Stacy Stites down in South Texas. And he is scheduled to be executed in just a matter of days. I'm working with the Innocence Project. They asked me to go to death row, interview this man, and give them my view as to whether or not he was telling the truth, because they know I've worked extensively in the technology of deception detection. I came away from this interview with a very troubled heart, with a strong feeling that this man did not commit this crime. I then got very involved in the file on this case, and there are 4 independent medical experts that have come on board since this case was tried and since the appeals have taken place, that have scientific evidence that say there is no way it is possible that he committed this crime. They say that given the timeline, given when this body was found, the state of decompensation, the state of rigor mortis, when this crime would have had to have taken place, he was not even possibly in the vicinity and committed this crime. They are getting ready to execute a man that, listen, in America, if you deprive somebody of their freedom, it's a very high standard, as well it should be. To deprive someone of their life is a very high standard, and it should be. And I've talked to people that maybe they're for the death penalty, maybe they're not. But I have never talked to anybody who favors death penalty if they're not 100% certain that they have the right perpetrator. And that's not even a close call in this case. There are so many unanswered questions here that to put this man to death without a full and fair hearing of all the information that's available is an absolute travesty of justice.
Yeah, since the trial, there's been a lot of changing information here, and even I understand even a relative of the victim seems to favor backing off on this. You know, things do change over time. New information comes through.
New information comes through, and new filters happen. I mean, at this point, there is DNA technology that just simply wasn't available 23, 24 years ago. It just didn't, we didn't have the ability to take DNA samples and to screen DNA and match it to perpetrators that we now have. We have technology that is so much more sensitive than we did then. And Alan, here's the thing. This is a 2-part show that we're doing to cover this, because I've learned that even though the law says the burden of proof is on the prosecution, having worked with juries most of my professional career, I've learned that may be the law, but that's not how it works in the real world, because the jury says, okay, if it didn't happen the way they say it did, then you need to give me an alternative explanation of how it did happen. And on Friday, I'm going to do just that. I'm going to give people an alternative explanation. If Rodney Reed didn't kill this woman, who did? And I'm going to answer that question on Friday, and I think people are going to see that that is a whole lot better candidate for this crime than Rodney Reed.
All right,
and I think that's going to be very clear when they watch both of these. And what I want everybody to watch this show. I want them to call everybody they know to watch this. I want everybody they know to call everybody they know, because if we don't make noise, if we don't do the call to action that is going to be involved when they watch this, which is reaching out to the governor of Texas and others, I have no doubt this man is going to be executed. If we don't do something, this man's going to be executed.
Life or death, 2-part show on this one. Dr. Phil, thanks very much. Today at 4 o'clock and tomorrow at 4 o'clock on this all-important case. Good to see you, Dr. Phil. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Alan.